So hello and welcome to today's class. Now today we're going to look at page 51. So open please page 51 and we're going to look at the grammar exercise number 4, wish plus past simple or past perfect. So let's make it a little bigger and let's read letter A. It says, now read 4 comments which people posted on the newspaper website after reading the article. Do you remember the article from page 50, talking about what we regret having done or not having done in our lives? Well, these are reactions to that article. Now, do you agree with any of them? Why or why not? So let's take a look. I'm almost 23 and saving incredibly hard to travel around the world. I'd hate to reach my 30s and then look back at my 20s and say, I wish I'd travelled more when I had the time. That one's from Matthew in Aberdeen. What about the next one? I don't regret anything. There's absolutely nothing that I wish was different about my life. Everything I've done, however stupid it seems now, seemed like the right thing at the time. Of course, I've made mistakes, but I don't regret anything. And yes, that includes saving money, bad boyfriends, all the usual things. I see them as pure mistakes, something to learn from, something which makes me the person I am today. I never think, I wish I'd stayed on at university, I wish I'd married my ex. If I had done these things, then I wouldn't be who I am today. And that's from Cindy in Coggleshall. Regrets? I try not to think about them. What's the point? It's no use crying over spilt milk. Now, this is a very nice expression. Let's mark it. So to cry over spilt milk means that you kind of waste time, thinking about something or worrying about something that has happened in the past, obviously, and that you cannot change or you cannot do anything about. So in this case, if it's no use crying over spilt milk, so there's no point in worrying about something that you cannot change. So it's no use crying over spilt milk. But I have a few. Not buying the house I was renting for half the price I eventually paid for it, and smoking. I really wish I hadn't wasted all that money on cigarettes. What a fool. Still, I managed to give it up, which I'm proud of. And that's from Nancy in Norwich. And finally, from Martin in Oxford. Let's take a look. He says, I wish there was a song called Je regrette tout. That would be my philosophy of life. Now, that's from Martin, as I said, in Oxford. Now, this is a reference, Je regrette tout, is a reference to the French song. Well, it's French for, first of all, I regret everything, but there's a very well-known song, by Edith Piaf, called Je ne regrette rien, which means I don't regret anything, So it's a little cultural reference there, but I'm sure you're very familiar with the song. Now, those are our comments. Let's look at exercise B, shall we? Now, exercise B says, underline the 6 sentences in the comments with wish. So we must find 6 sentences in the comments with wish. What tense is the verb after wish? And we must answer, are they wishes about the present or the past? Now, let's take a look. We'll go sentence by sentence now, comment by comment, first of all, sentence by sentence, and we will decide what tense comes after wish, and if the sentences are wishes about the present or the past. So let's go back to our first comment. Now, I'm sure we'll find one here. Let's see. Now we'll get orange to mark it. So, I'm almost 23 and saving incredibly hard to travel around the world. I'd hate to reach my 30s and then look back at my 20s and say, I wish I'd travelled more when I had the time. And this is my sentence, the last one, with wish. I wish I'd travelled more when I had the time. So let's look at the verb after wish. Here, what verb do we have? What tense? I'd travelled. So what tense is that? Well, that's a past perfect. I wish I had travelled. So are we making here a wish in the present or a wish in the past? Well, I wish I had travelled more when I had the time. That is a wish about the past, isn't it? Now, let's have a look at the second comment, because here we have 3 sentences which contain wish. Now, let's see if we can find them. So, I don't regret anything. There's nothing that I wish was different about my life. Oh, there's one, no? I wish was different about my life. So what's my tense? What's my verb tense? What I have was, no? So that is my past simple, isn't it? No? Was different about my life. Do you think this is a wish about the present or a wish about the past? Well, this is a wish about the present, no? There's nothing that I wish was different about my life now, no? Everything I've done, however stupid it seems now, seemed like the right thing at the time. Of course, I've made my mistakes, but I don't regret anything. And yes, that includes saving money, bad boyfriends, all the usual things. I see them as pure mistakes, something to learn from, something which makes me the person I am today. I never think, I wish I'd stayed on at university. Oh, there's another one. I wish I'd stayed on at university. Or I wish I'd married my ex. Oh, there's another one. If I had done these things, then I wouldn't be who I am today. Now let's analyze our sentences. So first of all, after wish here, I had stayed, no, past perfect. And after wish in the next sentence, I'd married, no, I had married is also past perfect. No? So both of these wishes contain the past perfect. Now the next question, are they wishes about the present or are they wishes about the past? Now the correct answer is they are wishes about the past. No, I wish I had stayed on at university a long time ago, no, or I wish I had married my ex, no, in the past. Very good. What about the next one? And I think we're going to find one here also. Regrets. I try not to think about them. What's the point? It's no use crying over spilt milk, but I have a few. Not buying the house I was renting for half the price I eventually paid for it, and smoking. I really wish I hadn't wasted all that money on cigarettes. And there's my sentence now. I really wish I hadn't wasted all that money on cigarettes. Let's look at the tense after wish. I hadn't wasted, past perfect again. This is a wish about the past. No, I really wish I hadn't wasted all that money on cigarettes. What a fool. I still managed to give it up, which I'm proud of. Now, let's have a look at the last one. I wish there was a song called Je regrette tout, which would be my philosophy of life. So here's my sentence now. I wish there was a song. Now here, what do I have? What verb tense do I have? I have again, there was. That's my past simple. And this is a reference, or a wish about the present. Now, let's just revise our answers, shall we? No? So we have here, I wish I'd travelled more when I had the time, in comment 1. There's nothing that I wish was different about my life, in comment 2. I wish I'd stayed on at university, in comment 2 also. I wish I'd married my ex, in comment 2. Number 5, I really wish I hadn't wasted all that money on cigarettes. And number 6, I wish there was a song called Je regrette tout. Now, those are the sentences that we have underlined. And we have spoken about whether they refer to the present or the past. Now, sentences 1, 3, 4, and 5 are the past perfect, and they refer to the past. But sentences 2 and 6 are the past simple, and they refer to the present. Now, just to summarize what we have spoken about. Now, that leads us to letter C, which is our grammar bank. Learn more about wish plus past simple and wish plus past perfect and practice it. So open, please, page 141. Now, here we're going to look at this section over here on the right. Can you see wish plus past simple or wish plus past perfect? So let's make it a little bit bigger. Now let's listen to the sentences. Are you ready?
3.18. 1.
I wish I was 10 years younger.
I wish I could understand what they're saying.
2.
I wish I hadn't bought those shoes.
I wish you'd told me the truth.
Now, so can you see sentences number 1? What do I have? In sentences number 1, now I have I wish I was and I wish I could. Let's look at number 1. We use wish plus the past simple to talk about things we would like to be different in the present or the future, but which are impossible or unlikely. No? So we use the past simple to talk about the present or the future. Now, this is what we call in English the unreal past, and it is like conditionals type 2. ¿No? Es el pasado irreal como en condicional tipo 2, ¿no? El segundo. Now, after wish, and again, this is like the conditionals, you can use was or were with I, he, she, and it. So you can say, I wish I was taller, is correct. You can say, I wish I were taller. Both options are correct. Now, let's look at number 2, shall we? What tenses have we got here? I wish I hadn't bought those shoes. No, past perfect. I wish you'd told me. Past perfect. So we use in number 2, wish plus the past perfect to talk about things that happened or didn't happen in the past, which you now regret. So again, it's part of our unreal past tenses. We use the past simple or even the past continuous to talk about the present. And we use the past perfect, simple usually, but also continuous to talk about the past. Now, so here, one more thing, if only. Does this sound familiar to you? Well, we can use if only instead of I wish in all of these structures, no? Even the ones with would, which we saw last week, no? For example, if only he would hurry up. If only I had a bit more money. If only she hadn't told him about the affair. Now, essentially, the difference is emphasis. It's more emphatic to use if only than I wish. And quite often, but not always, if only is followed by an exclamation point. No? If only he'd hurry up, exclamation point. No? If only I had a bit more money. It's not necessary, but it's quite common. Now, let's take a look at exercise B. It says complete the verb in the past simple or the past perfect. Now, take a moment to look at the sentences and complete with the correct form of the past simple, or the correct verb, in the past simple or the past perfect. So pause the video because when you come back, we'll be correcting. Now, so welcome back. Have you got some answers? Well, let's look at the example. I wish I was thinner. My clothes don't fit me. Now, so this is a wish about the present. I wish I was thinner now, but I'm not. Now, what about number 1? I wish I naturally blonde hair. Now, what do you think? Present perfect, past simple? It's the past simple. No, I wish I had naturally blonde hair, but I don't. I wish I had, but I don't. Suzanne wishes her parents didn't live so far away. No, but they do. No, they live far away. She wishes they didn't live so far away. What about number 3? I wish I... Now, here we have our apostrophe D, no? So we're going for past perfect. I'd started, no? I wish I'd started learning English when I was a child. I wish I'd started learning English when I was a child. That's in the past, of course. I was a child, that's the past. What about number 4? Now, this flat's so cold, I wish it had central heating. I wish it had central heating, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Now, what about number 5? I wish we'd, now again, my past participle is missing, we'd bought. I wish we'd bought more expensive seats. I can't see a thing. So I wish we'd bought them, but we didn't, no? And now, obviously, I can't see anything. Now, what about number 6? The party sounds as if it was great fun. I wish I'd been there, but I wasn't. No, it sounds like it was great fun. I wish I'd been there, but I wasn't. What about number 7? It's only 5 o'clock. I wish it didn't. Now again, we're missing our verb. It didn't get dark so early in the winter. No, it's only 5 o'clock. I wish it didn't get dark so early in the winter, but it does. Number 8. I wish I could speak French. It would be useful in this job. So I wish I could speak French, but I can't. No, I wish I could, but I can't. This suitcase is too heavy. I wish I hadn't, now again, we're missing our main verb, hadn't packed so many clothes. No, this suitcase is too heavy. I wish I hadn't packed so many clothes, but I did. Now I packed my suitcase and now I have too many clothes. I wish I hadn't packed so many clothes. What about number 10? I'm really tired. I wish we had gone by car instead of deciding to walk. I wish we had gone by car, but we decided to walk, so we didn't go by car. I wish we had gone by car. What about number 11? I wish I weren't an only child, but I am. No, I wish I weren't, but I am. I'd love to have brothers and sisters. And finally, number 12, I'd love to be able to play the piano. I wish I'd learnt when I was a child. No, I wish I'd learnt when I was a child, but I didn't. So essentially, the key here is to identify whether my wish is relating to, for example, a present situation, no? A past situation, or a situation which I find annoying. No? So this will help me to decide whether I need to use would, whether I need to use the past simple, or whether I need to use the past perfect. No? So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.